Hi everyone, we are here and back for chapter 2 of my book, Ticking My Way Through Life. This is a little series that I'm doing if you did not see the first part of me reading my book to my viewers. This is not yet available on any kind of audio version. I hope that one day it might be, but until then, I wanted to read it for you because I know a lot of people prefer or just like to listen to books rather than read them, and this is my way of giving that back to you. So today we are going to read through chapter 2, The Reason for My Story. You may think of Tourette syndrome as a funny swearing disorder that you see on television and in movies, but it is so much more than what meets the eye. With this book, I hope to show readers just how much Tourette syndrome can affect day-to-day life and how we are not just some punchline to add in the next big comedy. We are real people living with a disorder that is incredibly misunderstood and stigmatized, all while trying to appear normal to make those around us feel more comfortable. I've been spreading awareness and education about Tourette syndrome ever since I can remember because I always thought to myself, if not me, then who? I wanted to be able to fight for myself and those around me. I wanted people to see us for who we actually are, and I wanted to be a voice for those that might have been too afraid to speak out. Living my life without control over my body has not been easy. I never knew what my body was going to do or what new tic was going to form from day to day. I have a mild case, but there were days where I felt like it wasn't going to end. I often remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to sleep again. This is just too much. Despite trying to keep a positive attitude, I would have phases where I would get inside my head and let the negative thoughts overflow. I hated what my body was doing. It was exhausting and often embarrassing, and I just wanted it to go away and never come back. But I knew and still know that that's not an option for me. This is something that I have to live with for the rest of my life, whether I like it or not, and so that gave me a choice at a very young age to either make the best of it or live the rest of my life angry and miserable. With a lot of help and support from my family and friends, I had no doubt in my mind that I would be able to get through anything that Tourette's decided to throw my way. I decided that I was never going to let Tourette syndrome run my life and instead decided to let it be my motivation to never let anything stand in my way. When it comes to living with a disorder that not many people know about, it causes a lot of stereotyping and jokes that do not have a lot of truth behind them. Because of what the media and television portray Tourette syndrome to be, most people are under the impression that those of us with TS walk around swearing all the time. Swearing or yelling obscenities is a very real part of the disorder, but not everyone who has it swears or even yells words at all. This is a type of Tourette syndrome called coprolalia, and those living with that struggle with it every day. People get kicked out of movie theaters, grocery stores, restaurants, and more because of something out of their control. Trying to navigate through this disorder is hard enough, but people thinking it's some sort of joke can make it that much more difficult for everyone involved. Imagine for a second that you have the hiccups as you walk into a movie theater. The hiccups grow stronger and louder as you're sitting there, and the more you think about them, the more they happen. Only now everyone else is looking at you, whispering about you, or flat out yelling at you. You try to tell them that you can't control it, it's just the hiccups and you can't make them go away. But even though you're pleading with those around you that you're not doing it on purpose, and if people would just leave you alone, the sounds could get better, but they still kick you out. So now because of something out of your control, you have a medical problem making you do this, and you're faced with shame and embarrassment from what happened, maybe even afraid to go to the movie theater out in public ever again. Now imagine that's what happens to children and adults everywhere because no one wants to believe them, empathize with them, or allow them to enjoy things in life that everyone else gets to do every day without an issue. This is just a small glimpse into the world of someone with Tourette syndrome, and this is not okay. These misunderstandings and jokes are what make it so hard for people to take what I live with seriously. People think I'm joking or lying because they have a misrepresentation of what Tourette syndrome really is. I know that getting diagnosed with Tourette syndrome can be a scary thing. I was only 7. And although I don't remember every single thing about it, I remember a lot of the feelings I had when I first started realizing I didn't have control over what my body was doing. I would think to myself, do I really never get to decide what my body does ever again? Will it just keep getting worse? Is my chance at doing anything I wanted to do in life over? I want children, adults, and parents of those who have Tourette's to know that this isn't something that has to control every aspect of their lives. This is something that can make you stronger and give you a whole different outlook on life that most people won't ever be able to experience. I know some days it seems like it's impossible and some days it's easier to just let it win, but it's so important to know that it isn't something that has to define your life. I want people to know that yes, Tourette syndrome plays a huge part in my life, but I'm pretty sure I would be a completely different person if I never had it. Throughout the good and bad days, I was taught so many difficult and beautiful lessons. I learned how life will always give us struggles and inner battles we have to face. But through those battles, I was taught how to be empathetic and to remember the adversity that anyone could be facing. So if I can just educate or help one person, then I think I did what I came here to do. I believe in the cliche of everything happens for a reason. And I think the reason behind my diagnosis was to help other people. I want to help those with and without this disorder understand that we are more than the title of Tourette syndrome or any other label or title that has been placed upon us. It won't be easy, but we don't have to let it win. And that is chapter 2. Please remember, if you would like to buy your own copy, you can find these Ticking My Way Through Life available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or directly through my publisher's website, edumatch.com, and get your own copy. Please remember to review the book as well if you enjoy it. The reviews help writers and authors immensely. They help so much more than you think. And tune in next time where we will be reading chapter 3, The Day My World Changed.